Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue Crew! My name is Arglefump, and today I'm playing Nancy Drew Trail of the Twister. So this is game number 22 in the Nancy Drew series. I love the purple tornado. The purple is amazing. I wish all the tornadoes in this game were purple. It would make me enjoy this game so much more.
Hi, I'm
So
Nancy
I'm playing
Drew.
this as part of my
This is my center of
2019
operations.
Nancy Drew Games Mega Marathon. And the storyline of this game is that somebody is sabotaging this tornado team. And it's kind of a big deal because they're in a contest to win $100 million.
PG Krollmeister has hired me to investigate a series of equipment meltdowns
This is
that
Scott.
have been
He's the
plaguing
leader
the
of the
prominent
team.
Oklahoma Storm Research
And
Team.
actually, no, that's all you need to know. They're in a big high-stakes competition. Somebody is sabotaging the tornado team. That's really all you need to know in order to get started with the game. So we start off with the tornado. It's not a purple tornado, though. It's not purple. It's very sad.
Whoa, oh my gosh!
Maybe the purple tornado just attacked a jelly factory, and that's why it's purple. Okay, so we start off with the tornado. It's blown all sorts of debris everywhere, including this piece of debris.
That's a weird piece of debris.
It's a box full of money.
Whoa, it's filled with money.
It's got about $200 in here, and Nancy's just gonna put that money in her pocket. I mean, Nancy's not getting paid for this job, right? She's an unpaid intern. She might as well take this $200.
I better take this and see who it belongs to.
So it looks like somebody here on the team is taking bribes. Oh no. So are they being bribed to sabotage the team? They might be. They might be. And nobody's here right now. We have to start off with chores. Nancy will use the money to buy a new pair of mom jeans. Way to go, Nancy. So we've got 3 chores we need to do. We need to do a sorting puzzle, we need to meet Pa, and we need to take a quiz downstairs. So let's start off with Pa. Let's start off with Pa, because that's the easy challenge. So some people are calling this chores. The video game! Yeah, I don't think that's the best way to start off the game. They start off the game with chores instead of meeting characters and stuff. Of course, one of the chores is to meet Pa, so I guess we are meeting characters at the start of the game. But you know what I mean. I wish we could have seen all the members of, the tornado team first, rather than being given chores first.
That's more like it. Welcome to Mom and Pa's.
Hi, Pa!
My name's...
I know what your name is. You're that gal from up north, Nancy, Drew.
How'd you know that?
Not bad for an old codger, huh? Why, I know all sorts of stuff about you. I even know your cell phone number, Miss Nancy Drew. Let's see, it's 523-555-4399. How'd you like them apples?
Someone on the Canute team told you I was coming, didn't they?
Yeah, that they did. Debbie, she told me to keep an eye out for you and gave me your number. See, if something bad happens while you're out there chasing twisters, it's important to have a way to get help. Staying connected in an emergency is just about the best way to stay safe. I'm kind of your emergency action central. Keep your numbers right here by the phone. Debbie fill you in the way things work around here yet?
Okay, so he is our emergency contact. The guy who runs a store down the road. Yeah, he'll keep us safe in case of an emergency.
Don't things work the way they normally do in stores?
Not for y'all. You Canute folk got a lot of credit here, so instead of paying cash for food and equipment and such, you can charge it. You want to buy something that's not on Debbie's list, like something from the snack section, you gotta pay for it using Pa pennies.
Using what?
Pa pennies. Like this here. A little something I invented to make coming in here a little more interesting for tourists. In fact, go ahead and take it. You could use it or keep it as a souvenir.
Hey, great. Thanks.
Okay, so, Paul Pennies. In Paul we trust. And it's got a little picture of him. Sincerity. Pa's a very sincere person.
Just a Ma and Pa way of saying nice to meet you.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Y'all take care now.
I like how he says, "Oh, it's a way of saying nice to meet ya." Well, it was nice to meet ya. Well, I was gonna say that. You just said that. So it's very nice of Nancy to meet Paul. He's a really friendly guy, and he's selling the Oklahoma equivalent of Big Island bucks. You know, just like Big Island Mike in in Creature of Kapu Cave. Okay, so what were our other chores? I have already forgotten. Other chores are filing. We have to do filing. So let's do the filing. Right here. So Nancy, here's my filing system. Oh boy. Let's see if I can solve this puzzle in a timely fashion. S is next to R. And then dot is to the left of 3 dots. And then the 2 lines is to the right of that.
I'd better try again.
Well, I got the first 3 clues correct. Okay, so 3 dots is immediately next to R. So S is next to R, and then 3 dots is immediately next to R. So it's gonna have to be something like this. And then 3 dots is to the left of S. Okay. And then this is immediately next to... Yeah, I am already lost. Why don't they use a normal filing system? I don't know. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be number 1.
That's not it.
And then Grange Theater is going to be orange. So with the first 2 in place, maybe I can figure out the others. So, immediately next to this is that. And immediately next to this one are the 2 lines. So the 2 lines is to the right of that one. So we've got the first 3 already in place. So this is immediately next to R, and it's to the left of S.
All right, got it.
Got it. Okay, good. So with the first 2 in place, you can get pretty much the others in place pretty simply. And then we're going to put the S here, and done.
Looks like garbage. Don't need this.
Yeah, Debbie's like, oh, Nancy is coming to visit. Yeah, let's not meet her. Let's create some puzzles for her. And somebody has purchased corn recently.
Mice. I agreed to tornadoes, but I did not sign up for mice.
Mice? Not mice! Oh, it's terrifying! Ah, Nancy. So silly. Okay, so, we need to go downstairs to do the quiz. Let's see if I can answer this quiz correctly. Okay, so they issue a tornado warning. Yay! How many tornadoes are recorded on average? About 1,000. Nice round number. Tornadoes are measured using this system. We know this information for a puzzle. We need to know this information for a puzzle. Let me just take a picture of it. So let's zoom in. I'm probably going to cheat my way to the solution of the puzzle, but it's good to have the information anyway. So the least safe place to seek shelter in a public area is a very large room where there's lots of room for damage, right? The lack of roof support makes these areas susceptible to collapse during a tornado. Which is funny, because at the end of the game, everybody's going to go into a theater, an auditorium, to be safe from a tornado. Strange. So everybody needs a disaster kit. A party kit would be awesome to have for a tornado, but no, that's dangerous. Okay, somebody from Oklahoma is actually here in the live stream watching me play this game. They are confirming that there are only 5 buildings in the entire state of Oklahoma. The rest is just cow pasture. So this game is obviously very, very accurate. What is not indicative of a tornado? Downburst. Downbursts. Okay, on average, the most dangerous tornadoes make up 1% of all tornadoes. What causes the most injuries? Flying debris. Yeah, it feels like Nancy should have learned this stuff before starting the job on a tornado team. It's okay. She's learning it now. And once you solve the quiz, Debbie comes in.
Nancy, is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Scott wants to meet you.
Be right there.
I love how she's wondering, is that you, Nancy? Or are you just a random burglar who's taking tornado quizzes in my basement? I hope you're Nancy, otherwise this is going to be really awkward.
Nancy Drew, you made it. I'm Scott Varnell, the person in charge of this meteorological train wreck. Welcome aboard.
Hi! And it's not a good sign when you start off the job by saying, welcome to the train wreck.
Did you see the tornado?
What tornado? Thanks to the lousy equipment that uncle of yours stuck us with, we just spent the last hour chasing down a bunch of cumulonimbi barely capable of spawning a spring shower, let alone a tornado. Wait a minute. Did you see a tornado?
Yes.
Well, yeah. As I was driving up to the farmhouse. It wasn't that big, but it sure threw a lot of debris around.
Well, isn't that just peachy? We spend hours racing all over the countryside.
Oh, people are asking about the uncle. We're going to get a phone call from him later on in the game. That's PG Krollmeister, the person who is basically funding the tornado team. So Nancy's going undercover as his niece. That's the excuse they have for putting Nancy on the team. Really, she's here to investigate.
And where's all the action? Right in our own backyard. We're never going to win this thing. The school's going to pull the plug on us, sell the farm, and that's going to be all she wrote. And it's all Krollmeister's fault for saddling us with a bunch of Bush League junk.
Hey, don't insult my fake uncle, Scott.
But now that you're here, maybe our luck will change. You'll be reporting to Debbie, but make no mistake, I call the shots around here. In fact, 2 things you need to do right off the bat. I gotta give a workshop on tornado preparedness at the junior high school next week, so put a sample disaster kit together for me. If anything's missing, go up the road to Ma and Pa's and get it there.
What goes into a disaster kit?
Look, you're here because that rich uncle of yours said you could do the job, so be a little resourceful and just do it, okay? If you need a nanny, have your uncle send one. We don't have the budget.
Wow, what a jerk. He's not even going to tell me how to do his chores. He's just going to throw them at me and force me to figure it out. Well, what you need to do is you do the tornado quiz, and that had the question about disaster kits. So it tells you everything you need to buy, but it turns out that's not really super duper necessary, as I'll explain in a moment.
Second thing you need to do is redesign the warning siren layout for the local community. They just got a set of new sirens and their range is different, so the town asked me, and now I'm telling you, to figure out where to place them so if there is a tornado, everyone will be within earshot of a siren. All the information you need is on the chart in the other room. You have questions about anything, bug Debbie, not me. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, so, first he says, okay, you've got 2 chores to do. Number 1, I'm not going to explain it, punk. And then number 2, I have to do this, but now I'm telling you to do it, because I don't want to help the city and protect people from tornadoes. Nah. So already Scott is winning the Worst Boss of the Year award. He's just very rude. And here is a newspaper piece about Ma. Let me see. What is her name? Betsy Ox. So Betsy Ox's Ma. She died in a tornado. It's very, very sad. And apparently they interviewed Scott about it.
Back already?
Do you remember that interview you gave after Ma died?
The one that's on the floor right over there?
Nope. Why do you ask?
I read it, and it seems like a lot has changed for you over the last few years.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you weren't a total jerk.
You seemed more concerned about the people in the path of the storms.
More concerned? What exactly are you implying, Nancy?
Everything you said in the article, it seemed like you genuinely cared about the safety of everyone in Tornado Alley.
And you don't think I do now? I'm sorry I don't still wear my heart on my sleeve, but that's a very amateur thing for a scientist to do.
Plus, I'm not entirely sure Scott has a heart.
Do you feel guilty that you didn't put out the alert in time during the storm that killed Ma?
What kind of a question is that to ask? Yes, of course I am. You'd be too, but does that mean it's my fault? No, it doesn't.
That sounds like denial.
What did you mean when you said before that the school would sell the farm if you lose?
Just what I said. Right now, Canute College offsets the costs of maintaining this place with funds from private companies like the Healy. But apparently that money's about to dry up, so if we don't win this competition, there goes the farm.
Guess I'll get going.
Whatever.
Yeah, the tornado blew away Scott's heart. Aw. Hey, I just met you. Now I'm going to insult you. I'm going to insult you many, many times. Well, in Scott's defense, that was a really rude question to ask. Like Nancy was going to say, do you feel responsible for Ma's death? Like, did she really expect Scott to say, yes, I killed her on purpose and I'm a villain? No, come on, Nancy, seriously.
That tornado you just saw. What'd you think?
Well, it wasn't purple, but it was still an amazing tornado. Yeah, it was Scott's job to put out the alarm. He didn't put out the alarm in time. Somebody died. It kind of is Scott's fault.
What do you mean?
Were you excited? Terrified? Did it make you want to go home? What?
Actually, that tornado is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait to see another one.
Now that's what I like to see. Wish I could get that sort of enthusiasm out of my students these days. Between you and me, the last few years I've gotten stuck with the worst students. I could be telling them about the most exciting storms on record, and all I get back is a sea of bored faces. Before they defunded my department, I got the best of the best. Students who really cared, like Debbie, but those days are over.
That must really be disappointing.
What are you, like 18? Do me a favor, kid. Don't talk to me about disappointment till you've lived long enough to experience it firsthand.
I've experienced disappointment. I've experienced having you as a boss.
I'm sorry, Nancy. I know you meant well. Anyway, good news is it looks like weather conditions for the next 2 weeks are going to be ideal for tornado genesis. Which means we could be in for a record-breaking string of tornadoes. You may be putting that enthusiasm to good use.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I don't really want to start the game off by insulting Scott mercilessly here. It's just he's really kind of grumpy. But apparently he has a good reason for being grumpy. It's teaching. Teaching is what turned him into a grumpy, angry person. He used to be happy all the time, but then he had terrible students for years and years, and they just play on their phones instead of paying attention to him. It's just the worst.
Nancy,
It's very
come back
bad.
here.
Oh, and we need to talk to
Scott
Debbie.
without meeting me too. I'm Debbie, the project manager.
Hi, Debbie. So Debbie is going to be Nancy's main boss here. Scott is the big boss, but he doesn't really like talking to people, so we're gonna do most of our hands-on work with Debbie.
Why is Scott in such a bad mood?
I've worked with him for the past 5 years, and believe it or not, that's his normal mood. When he's in a bad mood, yikes.
You've worked with him for 5 years?
I just got my doctorate in meteorology from Canute College. From the day I walked into Scott's Theories of Tornado Genesis class, I was hooked. I've been on his chase team in one capacity or another ever since.
You must be pretty easygoing.
I've just learned how to read Scott and deal with his idiosyncrasies, that's all. Like all the equipment malfunctions we've been experiencing. Let's just say that Scott is extremely good at misdirecting blame.
You think the problems are really Scott's fault?
But hey, I could be wrong. Which, by the way, is something you'll never hear him say.
I like how Debbie starts off by insulting Scott multiple times. Oh, Scott, he's a boss, he's great. He's actually kind of a jerk and terrible.
Anyway, First thing every morning, I'll brief you on what has to be done that day. As for the rest of today, those 2 jobs Scott gave you, get them done. Pretty much everything he says in there, I can hear out here. He's not exactly a low talker.
He sort of shouts all the time.
The chart with all the siren stuff is in the living room, and that computer quiz you took will tell you what needs to go into the kit. If any items are missing, you can go to Ma and Pa's general store up the road and buy them. Just purchase wisely, our budget is very limited. And if you haven't introduced yourself to Pa or finished the filing, please do so. And once you're done with all that, you can head out to the cornfield and fix the sprinkler system.
Fix the sprinkler system?
See, this farmhouse and the acreage it sits on were donated to Canute as a research facility. The chase team gets it during tornado season. The agricultural team's here the rest of the year, so we've agreed to maintain whatever projects they've got going in their absence. Right now, they're in the middle of collaborating on something with this big mucky-muck research center in Hawaii, which is just another way of saying, fix those sprinklers ASAP.
Okay, so we've got a lot of chores to do.
I found this box out front when I arrived. Thought maybe I better turn it in.
Wow. There must be a couple $100 in here. Job. Thanks. Payment enclosed.
You don't know whose it is?
No idea. I heard you tell Scott about seeing that tornado, so my guess is the Twister carried it in from somewhere else. Maybe even somewhere miles from here.
I'd feel better if you kept it.
Sure. When I get a chance, I'll call the sheriff and report it.
That's it for now.
Okay. Oh, and thanks for driving that car up here for us. That was a big help. See ya.
Okay, so I don't know why driving the car up is a big help for them, but let's start with this puzzle. So, with this puzzle, we just need to move all these things everywhere so they cover up the entire board. It's really hard to do this, correctly. It's hard to grab the pieces you want. I want to grab this really big one in the back. Here we go, I think this is it. Okay, so that's the biggest piece, and it goes there, in the biggest spot. Let's see, does purple go here? I think. Well, let's see, I think those 2 go there. And ooh, that doesn't cover everything. Let's put a purple up here. Yeah, good, that's some overlap. White doesn't entirely overlap. There's a little small spot, so we're gonna put that there. Instead, that looks good. That doesn't look good. Let's put a bigger one there. And then let's put a bigger one here. Is there a little gap there? I don't know. I hope there isn't. Let's see, let's put this big one there. That one. This one here. That's not gonna work. La la la. I like this music. Okay, so there is just a giant gap. Let me see if I can figure out where my mistake was. Okay, these are the mistakes. Apparently I'm supposed to swap those.
All right, that's how it should look.
And that's that particular puzzle. Hooray. Okay, so fixing this is not too difficult. Oh, I got some paw pennies. So, what you want to do is turn the sprinkler heads. So, none are in the same row, column, are diagonal line. So I think with this puzzle, the solution is like this. You go up 2 and 1 over, up 2 and 1 over. Up 2, 1 over, up 2, 1 over. Here we go! Not so tough. So, let's see. I'm already forgetting what else we have to do.
That's done.
Sprinklers,
Did that.
warning sirens.
Haven't done that.
Disaster kit.
Still have to do that.
Disaster kit. Okay, so let's go to pause and do the disaster kit. So the disaster kit is going to be a bit of a puzzle. So really finding out the items. Oh, do we have to talk to him first?
Well, if it ain't my favorite customer.
Nope.
Have a good day.
Stop by anytime.
I can just go forward and start buying stuff. So let's actually solve this puzzle. So, all the stuff that you can buy is the stuff you need to buy. You don't really have to memorize, okay, what are the items I have to get? I need to get granola, I need to get water, I need to get batteries. No. It's like you can't buy anything unless it's one of the items for the disaster kit. So that's really helpful. So we have to get one thing of granola. There's only one choice for granola, making it really easy to figure out which one we need to get. There's only one choice for sugar, so that makes it really easy to figure out what you're going to get. And we've got a couple of deals here. So green says buy one green item, get another green item half off. You've only got one type of toothpaste, so no real deal there. Let's see, blue is buy two blue items, get something free. Nice. I think this is that solution. We've also got the yellow deal. You're never going to take the yellow deal. Yeah, I'm already Pa's favorite customer, and I haven't really purchased all that much, have I? So let's see. I think we're buying this green thing. Yeah, once you know, hey, I'm not buying any yellow deals, that makes the puzzle a lot easier.
I think I've got everything I need. Can I pay for these supplies now?
I suppose so.
Hooray! So we purchased
Thanks.
everything.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Well, if it ain't my favorite customer.
So this is kind of an insensitive thing for Nancy to say. She knows that Ma is dead, but she's still gonna ask Pa about Ma anyway.
I was just wondering, where's the Ma part of Ma and Pa's?
Ma? Oh, she's around, and, running errands and such. She'll be in later. What else you need?
No, and then he just lies and pretends she's still alive, which is
I'll let you get back to
awful.
work.
Don't let them canoots work you too hard.
So Nancy has no tact whatsoever, and then I just feel kind of bad for Pa. He doesn't want to discuss his tragic backstory. Does he still blame Scott for Ma's death? Ooh. Yeah. Well, let's not think about that. Let's try to play this game. It's sort of like the monkey game from Ransom of the Seven Ships, where we're just trying to cover up the entire board. You can only touch color tiles, which are next to the ones you've got.
I win! Bring on the pennies!
Yeah, Pa's just a sweet old man. He's not mean, right? So we need to get 300 Pa pennies. Yes, and this becomes a phone game in later Nancy Drew games. So this, this particular challenge. It changes from an arcade game to a phone game. So I think the easier way to solve this puzzle is just sort of start in the middle and work your way up to the top. So you'll notice as I do that, just make my way straight to the top, I'm just extending my arms to the left and right like some sort of crazy octopus. But I'm trapping the enemy because, as I said, you can only get pieces that are right next to the ones you already have. So the enemy here is going to be forced to go up along the right-hand side until the enemy is fully stuck. So the enemy just can't start making moves over to the left. And actually, the enemy's kind of stuck now. Whoops. Guess I didn't plan that as well as I could have. In any case, I have completely won this challenge.
I win! Bring on the pennies!
Woo! So I know there is some sort of glitch that you can do. I'm totally forgetting what the glitch is off the top of my head. Does it involve saving your game when you're about to pick up your winnings. I think it's something along those lines. So here I'm doing that strategy I said of just going straight up to the top. Let's get these red pieces first. That was a good move. Getting the reds. Okay, I've got the enemy cut off there. Now the enemy is sort of stuck on the left. So I can steal all these things on the right while the enemy is busy cleaning up. Cleaning up those small, sad remnants while I bring home all the big winners.
Score! Nancy Drew wins again.
Okay, and we only need to win one more round. So when you reach level 4, just get one block and back away from the game. Let's try that. So I do 4, I hit one block and then back away. And the game assumes I'm a winner. I see that. That's nice. That's very helpful. I can get some extra candy. And I'll get that cheese later. Hold on a second. How do I turn around? Turn to the side. Yay! Woohoo! So I purchased everything for the disaster kit. Now I just need to put it in the disaster kit in the basement, and that's the end of day number 1. Let's see.
Hello, Nancy.
We're gonna give the candy to Scott.
Would you like some candy?
Sure. No, I don't touch that stuff anymore. Bad s'mores experience back in 2002.
Wait, 2002? You don't do candy because you had a problem with s'mores?
Would you like some candy?
Why not? No, I don't touch that stuff anymore. Bad s'mores experience back in 2002.
I think he says different things, though.
Can I interest
So I'm
you
gonna
in
keep
some candy?
I'm gonna keep shoving this
You bet.
candy in his face.
Ugh, I hate chocolate. Keep it.
Can I interest you in some candy?
Why not? Ugh, I hate chocolate. Keep it.
Would you like a little candy?
Okay. No, I don't touch that stuff anymore.
Well, I'm only
Bad
hearing him
s'mores
say
experience
two
back in
different things,
2002.
so let's not keep bugging him with
I'll
that
let you get back to work.
Fine by me.
So do you want me to give the candy to somebody else, or should I eat the candy myself? That guy just hates candy for some reason. He just hates candy. I don't know why.
Again? All right, Mouse. This house isn't big enough for the both of us.
Okay, so disaster kit is I mixed up my giant bag of one singular chocolate with the disaster kit.
That ought to do it.
Wow, Scott's got you doing a lot of work lately. I don't think we've met. Hi, I'm Frosty. As you can probably tell from all this equipment, I'm the media guy. Still pictures, audio, video, digital, analog. I do it all. Do it pretty darn well, too.
It's pretty funny, like, we keep offering the same chocolate bar to Scott, and he keeps saying no. It's like, you will eat this candy! So is there a cool story behind the name Frosty? It's not that you're a big fan of Frosty the Snowman, right? I know it's a cool song, but you shouldn't name yourself after songs.
Is there a story behind the name Frosty?
Sure is. Couple of years ago, before I met Scott or any other tornado chasers for that matter, I was out taking pictures of this ginormous thunderstorm that was brewing outside Norman. I'd drive for a while, jump out, snap some pictures, roll some video, jump back in, drive some more, just looking for good pictures, you know? I wasn't really paying attention to what the storm was doing until all of a sudden it got really, really dark. And then it just started pouring. And I mean, rain was coming down like my car had stopped under Niagara Falls, and the wind was blowing and the car was swaying, and then it started to hail. First just dime-sized stuff, then quarter-sized, then golf ball-sized, then all of a sudden, The windshield shatters, and a hailstone the size of a fist lands in my lap. Then another, then another. Turns out I'd punched the core of an incredibly powerful HP supercell.
You'd punched the what of the who?
There was this guy I didn't like, so I punched him in the face. That's how cool I am. Yeah!
HP means high precipitation, lots of rain, and a supercell is a cloud formation capable of producing severe thunderstorms. The core is the worst part of a supercell, where violent updrafts can produce huge hailstones, to say nothing of tornadoes.
Did you see one?
That time? No. But I did roll down my window and start shooting, and I came away with photos and footage of hail that no one's been able to top yet. Overnight, I went from being Tobias Harlow, run-of-the-mill photographer, to Frosty Harlow, fearless documenter of extreme weather phenomena.
So, he's got a really cool backstory for his name. I wish I had a cool backstory for Arglefump. I think it was just me randomly hitting keys on the keyboard until I got something I thought was cool. I don't know.
So when and how did you join up with Scott?
I joined the team last year after their photographer quit halfway through. This is my first full season. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team, I might add. I'm good.
Oh yeah, I'm fantastic. I take pictures.
Do you get along with everyone?
Course. Oh, Scott likes to yell, but I can handle that. Beats working for Brooke. She's the leader of the team that's our biggest rival. Real bulldog. With lipstick. And getting yelled at occasionally is nothing compared to some of the stuff I've been through. For instance...
Did you get into a fight with a cat or something?
What, these scratches? Just a few minor war wounds. See, I was climbing the fence next to the old Fraser Creek windmill so I could get a clear shot of some mammatus clouds. And what happens? I dropped my camera bag right into a patch of brambles. Thorns just about took my arm off when I went to grab it.
Okay, so he hurt his arm grabbing thorns or something? He dropped something in roses. Okay, so yeah, Frosty tells us his entire life story. Oh my goodness.
I've harassed you enough.
Pop in anytime.
I'm the best thing that's ever happened to the team. Meanwhile, Debbie's the one who actually studies the storms and does all the work. Yeah. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team. I've done all the chores. Frosty's just been playing in the basement, drinking coffee. Okay, so day number 1 is over. Now
Good
day
morning,
number 2.
Debbie.
Nancy, good morning. Got a few things for you today. That storm really shook up those sensors out in the cornfield. Could you put them back in line? After that, you should go spend some time in the field with Frosty. He really wants to show you some of the basics of storm photography. Any chance to show off?
Would you happen to know who threw out the sales receipt for dried corn that's in the wastebasket over there?
Dried corn? Why would anyone around here buy dried corn?
To make the little piles of dried corn I keep finding around here. They look a lot more man-made than mouse-made.
Are you suggesting someone has been deliberately feeding the mice?
I think someone's been trying to lure them inside.
Everyone on this team has his quirks, that is for sure. But deliberately causing a mouse infestation? Nobody's that mental.
I'll check back with you in a bit.
Have fun!
Yeah, nobody on this team ever changes clothes. Ever. Well, that's not true. They do change clothes for the end game scene. So that's nice of them. But,
It looks
okay,
like I
we've got
need to
2
connect
chores.
the red beam to the red sensor and the blue beam to the blue sensor.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get to story. We're gonna get to the story. We just need to get through some chores first. So just a few chores, not that many. Gosh, let's see. Oh, that looks like a mess. I'm going to say no, that was not correct. There we go. Okay, so red is finished. Let's get blue. Underway somehow. Okay, that's not it. I want blue to go, like this. So if blue can go here, that would be great. Let's see, if blue is there, then have to Bounce off of there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I change blue around without messing up the red. Oh, hey! That just swapped blue and red. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna look up the solution to this puzzle because I am failing on it. Okay, so blue goes around here. Oh, no, I moved this one up. Okay, there we go, that's it. So here we go.
I am staying at Canute. As it is, he's already near the edge. We just have to give him a little push. No one is going to suspect a thing.
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. This is not what I agreed to. I mean, when I said I'd help you, I didn't mean...
Way too late to get cold feet here, Frosty. Scott needs to be taken care of. You know that, and I know that.
You're right. But we can't... No, you're right. It's time to get rid of him.
So Scott and Debbie are plotting to get rid of Scott. Oh no! And also Nancy's getting a phone call from her fake uncle.
Hello?
Krollmeister here. This Nancy Drew?
Yes, it's me.
No, indeed. Just when were you planning on bringing me up to speed on all the goings-on out there in...
It is also completely strange that Debbie sends Nancy into the cornfield, then has a secret conversation in the cornfield. And they don't hear Nancy's phone while it's ringing. That's convenient too.
Tornado Alley.
Sorry, I meant to call. Actually, this isn't the best time.
Well, that's no excuse. In fact, it's all the more reason to call me and keep me up to the latest on all the happenings going on out there.
Okay, I'll make sure to do that.
You had better, Indy. I've got my hands full down here at the warehouse. I don't have time to follow up and make sure you're getting things done out there, all right? Now, tell me what you've dug up on the team so far. Tell me about this Scott character.
He's a little hard to read. There seems to be some distance between him and the rest of the team. It might be because he wants it that way, but there could be something else. It's almost like no one fully trusts him.
Interesting. You'll make sure to keep a close eye on that one.
Of course, but...
But he's not your only suspect?
Right.
Well, good. Don't hold back. Tell me everything you know. What's up with the shutterbug? Frosty, is it?
He and Debbie are plotting something, and whatever it is sounds a little sinister.
Plotting? How so?
Well, I overheard them talking. They were talking about how someone, I assume Scott, was close to the edge, and they were going to do something about it.
You stay close to the both of them. Report back to me when you're done.
So, people are wondering, does the game ever follow up on the Frosty and Debbie stuff? Well, we can't talk to them about it now.
What's up?
We can't.
I'll check back with you in a bit.
Have fun!
It's very sad. But, 3, 4, or 5 days from now, we will be able to talk to them about it. I don't know why Nancy waits so long, but she does. She waits a while before she talks to Frosty and Debbie about the fact that they're totally plotting something.
Not this one.
Don't forget me.
Our Krollmeister doesn't seem to really care about how his team is doing. He just wants to hear the gossip about them.
Formations to spot, so if you head on out to the Fraser Creek windmill, that'd be perfect right now.
So the windmill is somewhere around here.
This will help you identify the shots you need to take. When we get some good photos, we'll move on.
Yeah, Nancy will follow up on the suspicious conversation 5 days after it happens. Well, she needs to get more evidence against Frosty first. That's what she's waiting for. So this is a puzzle. You don't have to do this. You get an achievement if you do this, but you don't have to do it. What you
I'm getting
want to
some
do
great shots here.
is
What about you?
Pictures.
I'll be sure to download the photos into the gallery when we get back to the farmhouse.
8 different types of clouds. You want to get pictures of the 8 different types of clouds. And let me see, turning on the GPS here. let's say we're going from the farmhouse to the spring house, let's say. So you see these spots with clouds? Those are spots that you can stop. You can
I
stop
didn't
at
always
those
want to be a
spots
storm
and take
photographer.
pictures.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I used to want to be a doctor.
What changed your mind?
Studying. It's hard to stay focused on some boring little book when there's so much going on outside.
Yeah, weather is so much more interesting than books. Good plan, Frosty. And yeah, like I said, that's a...
So you got the chasing bug.
The chasing bug?
Ow!
The chasing bug. Happens to a lot of people. Once you see a few...
Sorry, Frosty, we're stopping at Ma and Pa's.
Well, if it ain't my favorite customer.
Where's Ma? Still not here?
Nope. She had to drive over to Chickasha. Sister's lumbago's acting up. Anything else I can help you with?
Nancy, oh my gosh. No, why are you doing this?
So do you ever chase tornadoes?
Silliest thing I've heard tell of. Around here, you're lucky if a tornado don't come chasing after you. People who do that are just asking for it.
Even if they're doing it so someday they'll be able to predict where and when a tornado's going to hit?
If somebody find a way to do that, know what they do next? Charge admission. Because there's nothing else you can do. You warn everybody it's coming, then you just watch. You watch this dark, rampaging monster go tearing across the land, wrecking everything it touches, till all of a sudden, it ain't there no more. You can't go after it, you can't make it put everything back, you can't even get even with it, because it's just gone. All you can do is stand there thinking, now that ain't fair. That just ain't fair.
Sounds like you're talking from personal experience.
That I am. That I am. What else you need?
Poor Pa.
I've enjoyed talking to you.
Y'all hurry back.
I feel really bad for him. It's really mean for Nancy. She's pretty cold and insensitive here. I'm just gonna keep asking you about your dead wife.
You ever heard of nacreous clouds?
What clouds?
They're the Bigfoot of clouds. Extremely rare. People used to think they didn't exist. No one has gotten a good picture of them.
Okay, and I think that's all we have to do for the day. Can we go to sleep?
I can't go to bed yet.
Okay, so Nancy can't go to bed. She magically knows that there's another chore for her to do.
What's up?
What is this chore?
I better get to work.
Have fun!
Oh, I need to upload the cloud photos. Ha! We need to upload the cloud photos to the cloud. Frosty's story is just a fake. His parents named him Frostington, and he just comes up with a fake story to cover up that fact. Okay, so we're downloading that photo. So we've uploaded photos to Frosty's computer.
Did that. Check. That's done. Can't check that off
I
yet.
still haven't explored the barn. Maybe that's what I have to do. Explore the barn. Nope, I just had to upload the photos. That's all.
This is a broadcast of the
Hello?
emergency
Is someone
notification
there?
system. There have been multiple reports of a tornado touchdown in the area. All listeners are advised to seek shelter until further notice.
I better get down into the cellar until the storm passes.
No, Nancy, you need to wake everybody up so they can chase the tornado. This is their job.
Shoot, the power must be out. I'm looking for candles. Can you help? Someone is out there, right?
So, somebody is inside during the tornado.
Hello? Who's there?
I think it's a man with hair. So I think that must be Scott, right? Because
Better look
Frosty's
into that in
bald.
the morning.
I don't know. In any case, we're gonna go downstairs now.
Good morning.
What did you think of that storm last night? Pretty loud, huh?
Well, yeah, I think it would have been impossible to sleep through that.
You'd be surprised. Chase and Frosty, those two could sleep through a circus explosion. Before I forget, Scott wants to talk to you, so make sure you go in there as soon as you leave here, okay?
Sure thing.
Since it doesn't look like we'll be chasing any storms today, the prairie dogs that have taken up residence by the cornfield, I just got notice that the ag people are going to exterminate them.
What? But that's not fair. They're not hurting anyone.
You're right. Fortunately, there's time for you to move them to the other side of the barn, but you're gonna have to move quickly. I told Chase to come up with a way to move them so they don't get hurt. Hopefully he's figured it out by now, so after you talk to Scott, go talk to Chase.
Who's Chase? I don't know who Chase is. What are you talking about, lady?
Got it.
Great, thank you so much. I do it myself, but I'm buried in work right now. You're a lifesaver. Literally.
And Nancy's not going to tell anybody about the suspicious person she saw last night. So I think the suspicious person was, just looking at books. And so we've got letters here. We've got letters. So Dr. Debbie has been offered a job. $70,000 a year for 4 years. That's not bad. We can't read any of these other jobs, but I mean, I presume these are also job offers? Because these are other colleges, right? This is California, that's Boston, Tallahassee. Yeah, I don't know, maybe she's getting all sorts of job offers. Okay, everybody's saying we need to go to the barn to meet Chase.
You'd better not go anywhere until you talk to Scott.
But I wanted to meet Chase. Yeah, I'll talk to Scott later. Chase is more
Whoever
important.
just came in, give me a hand over here, would you?
Sure.
Save me a lot of time if you kindly fix the LED display on the dash while I fix the wiring out here.
But I've never fixed an LED display before.
Just get inside and I'll tell you what's what.
Okay.
What y'all looking at is the fuse board for the screen. Fuses are all there and they're all good, but the display won't work till you rearrange them. See how they numbered from 1 to 8?
Yeah?
What you gotta do is rearrange them so no consecutively numbered fuses are touching in any direction.
Including diagonals?
Yep. Fuse number 1 can't be touching fuse number 2, which can't be touching 3, which can't be touching 4, and so on. Got that?
I think so.
Good. You know you're done when the screen lights up. With any luck, I'll be done out here about the same time.
Okay, so 1 and 8 go in the center, simply because, like you said, numbers that are consecutive don't touch each other. So 1 and 8 have the fewest numbers that are next to it. So the only number that's next to 1 is 2, and the only number that's next to 8 is 7. So that means the 7's going to go here, and then the 2 is going to go there. So now let's just get these others figured out. Let's see, 4 and 5 obviously can't go together. Where's my mistake here? 2 and 3. 6 and 7? Okay, did it.
I did it! The screen says it's initializing.
I see how that works. So it's 2, 3, and 4 are away from 2, and then 5 and 6 are away from 7.
And I'm done out here. How's that for timing? You're Nancy, the new gopher, ain't you? Well, I'm Chase. I ain't gonna shake your hand because my hand's kind of a mess. Again, I appreciate the help.
Do they call you Chase because you know, chase tornadoes?
Do they call you Nancy because you Nancy too many questions? Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. A lot of people think that, but the truth is, it's my name. Has been since before the day I was born.
How long have you been chasing tornadoes?
This here's my first time. Took a class from Scott last semester. Next thing I know, I'm on his team. Right now, I'm fixing the car the fella you were replacing was driving when he busted his leg. It's pretty much my job, fixing stuff.
From what I hear, you must be a busy guy.
Yeah, the team's had its share of technical difficulties, that's for sure.
Any idea why that is?
Stuff breaks. If your luck's bad, it breaks a lot. Being such a negative person and all, Scott's like a bad luck magnet. With him in charge, I'd be most surprised if stuff wouldn't breaking down all the time. Not that it bothers me. I like fixing stuff, and I like keeping busy, so this here's the perfect job for me. Plus, I'm learning a whole lot about twisters. You live in these parts, the more you know about them, the better.
Can I interest you in some candy?
Always! All right, I love chocolate.
Aww, so we made him happy.
I'm supposed to relocate those prairie dogs. How do I do that without hurting them?
By using the handy-dandy prairie dog vacuum I just invented. Won't hurt one single hair on their furry little heads. At least it won't after I replace this tube with a bigger one. How soon you supposed to move them?
By the end of the day.
Well, then get yourself over to Mom and Pa's and trade this tube in for one that's a bigger size. I'll set you up as soon as you get back.
Great, thanks.
Anything else on your mind?
I've bugged you long enough.
Nice meeting you, Nancy. Just do right by Scott and you'll do fine.
Okay, well, that's that. Glad to meet Chase. Now, let's get a chore. Let's hear what Scott's chore is.
Nancy, hi. Look, Debbie tells me it would be good for morale if I gave people around here a few attaboys every now and then. So I just wanted to say you did a pretty fair job driving during the chase yesterday.
Wow, that is a very insincere compliment, and there was no chase yesterday. I was just taking pictures of clouds with Frosty.
Thank you.
Well, let's not get cocky. I mean, there's always room for improvement. For instance, when you're driving in a steady downpour, you should always... Ah! Did you see that? Did you see that? Those dagnabbit mice are everywhere, and I'm sick of it. So if you were wondering what your next job was going to be, now you know. Get rid of the mice in here. Sure you do it humanely, or Debbie will never let me hear the end of it. Maybe you can get one of those Piper guys, or better yet, some kind of catch-and-release trap at that Ma and Pa store. Just get it done, okay?
Okay, so now we have to go to Ma and Pa's for 2 chores. We're gonna get that vacuum, and we're going to get the mouse trap.
What can I do for you, little lady?
I need a mousetrap that will allow me to catch mice instead of kill them. Do you sell anything like that?
Sure don't, but just so happens I got something like that. Right over there in the museum. I'll even let you borrow it. Long as you do a little something for me first.
Uh-oh, he wants me to do a chore so I can do the chore.
You bet.
You can update the tornado display I got set up over there. Just move the stuff on it around till it compares the old Vegeta way of saying how bad a twister is. You know, F1, F2, F3 and such. Until it correctly compares that scale to the new one. You know, the enhanced Vegeta scale. EF1, EF2, and EF3, and the like. The scale they switched over to a couple years back. You might have to do a little reading, but you can do that for me in return for the mousetrap, right?
No problem.
Atta girl. Done with that Vegeta scale display?
To be honest, I haven't even started it.
So what you need?
I need a bigger tube for a vacuum Chase is building for me. Can you help me out?
Sure, long as you do a little something for me.
Oh no,
What's that?
another chore.
Head over to the snack aisle. You can update the display I got set up over there.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Pa.
Good seeing you again.
Y'all hurry back.
So, both of those chores involve chores for Pa. Okay, so we need to get all the candy in place. I believe there are multiple solutions for this puzzle. I think these go here. Yeah. Okay, Cocoa Kringle here. The big one's there on the left. Okay, this here. This there. Oh. Come on, fit. Fit. Okay, good.
I did it!
Okay, we're done.
Done with that Vegeta scale display?
To be honest, I haven't even started it.
So what you need?
I finished up the candy display.
Atta girl. Here.
Thanks.
Alright, and I need to get the cheese for the mice. So, 3 things of cheese. Let's get a 4th one, just for me. So with this display, you use the information that was on the computer and inside Scott's room. That little flyer on the wall of Scott's room. So 65 to 85. I've got the answers written down here. So once you get the first 3 in place, you can pretty much get all the other ones. So like this ends at 85, so where's 86? This ends at 110, so the next one's going to start at 111. This ends at 135, so 136 is obviously going to follow. if I can find it. Here it is. That ends at 165, so it's 166, and then this is 200 plus. 201 plus. Okay, so this ends at 78. So then that's 73. That's 79. This ends in 112, so that's 113. 118, so 161. Yeah, this isn't so bad. So this ends at 209, so next is going to be 210. And that's 261, so that's followed by 262.
Howdy, Brooke. Stocking up again so soon? Are you just back 'cause you missed me?
A little of A and a little of B. Well, go ahead. What's the word out here this week? Don't keep me in suspense.
It's been nothing special to report now, I guess.
Nothing to report? Nothing at all? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, oh, sure. It's been a slow week, so.
Not even any good gossip about Scott's team? Any new blunders I can take back to the guys? I know it can't be smooth sailing over there these days. I mean, come on.
No. Very smooth sailing with Scott's team is what I always say, but just remember, I got a lot to do in the store. Better get to that. You just grab anything you need now. Take some candy on the way out, too. It's all me.
Okay. See you around, I guess.
Okay, so that's Brooke, the woman who wears way too much lipstick. She's trying to get gossip about Scott's team. Pa isn't sharing the gossip, maybe because Nancy can overhear, or maybe because he's a nice guy who doesn't like sharing gossip.
Well, congratulations, Nancy. From what I've seen, you got that Vegeta display set up just perfect. So go ahead and help yourself to that mousetrap. Y'all earned it.
Alright, thanks. Thanks a lot. The mousetrap is over here. So now we get to catch mice in Scott's office. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. Well, that's a dangerous situation. Nancy just casually causes car accidents and doesn't seem to really care. Alright, right. We also have to do Chase's chore.
Hey there.
I went to Pa's and got a bigger tube for that prairie dog vacuum. This okay?
Well, let's find out. There you go.
Yeah, my driver's license should be revoked, and it's so unfair. Brooke gets free candy, but I have to pay for it.
One-handed dandy prairie dog vacuum.
How does it work?
We just turn it on, stick the tube in the hole, and all the critters in the burrows going to that hole be sucked into the bag.
That sounds a little rough. Are you sure they're going to be okay?
Of course they will. Built this baby here with safety in mind. That's why it's so ugly. Now don't forget, if there ain't any critters in the burrows going to that hole, you'll lose suction and some of the ones that you've caught will escape. You gotta make sure you catch all of them before you move them.
Okay.
Just keep at it and you'll do fine. There's some paw pennies in if you remember to bring this back when you're done. Don't want it falling into the wrong hands. Prairie dog's life is rough enough as it is.
Yeah, this is a giant thing to be carrying around, gosh.
Anything else on your mind?
I'd better get going.
Alrighty then.
Okay, so, yeah, let's get rid of those prairie dogs. Yay, tire swing. We can play with the tire swing. Let's see. I'm gonna get all the prairie dogs. As you can see, some of the tunnels are connected to each other. That didn't work. That didn't work either. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, come on. Oh, geez. And the prairie dogs are escaping now. Oh, jeez. I don't quite understand the rules for this puzzle. Okay, so it looks like we're about halfway done. There we go. Looks like we've got 4 here. Why did they escape? Oh, I had those ones. Okay, got that one. Let's see, 2 more? Nope, they both escaped. Come on, prairie dogs. And now we just sort of sit and wait for them. Oh, whatever. Looked like this was going to be a good one. Oh! It escaped again. Those 2 escaped again. I think that might be it. We got it. I don't know why clicking on that one that time works, but whatever. We've solved the puzzle. So the prairie dogs go over here to the other prairie dog habitat.
Here you go, little guys. Good luck in your new home. What's that flash? I should go check it out. It kind of looks like the money box I found at the farmhouse.
So this looks like the box we saw earlier. You know, somebody's paying a member of the team for a series of CB with CCRCG from HP. I have no idea what any of that stuff means, but it's right here by the thorns. Could those be the thorns that you know, ruined Frosty's arms? Could be. Could be. And now, let's get rid of the other small annoying critters, the mice. So we put the mouse cage here. Then we put the cheese inside.
I'd better make sure to fill all of the traps.
Make sure you catch all of them.
Thanks for the reminder, Scott. I literally just said that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the mice in here. You can pull up those little bars to make sure the mice don't escape the rooms they're in. Getting these mice up top is kind of a pain. So you have to get a mouse onto this, then you have to turn it, and you have to wait another turn. And this should be it. I'll have to wait a few turns for the mice to empty out, to fill in all these spaces. But we're good. We're done. This is pretty simple.
That should do it. I got 'em.
Well, finally. Now take them outside and dump them. The spring house out on Old Orchard Road. That should be far enough away. Let them go there.
You got it.
You got it, dude. Can Nancy go to sleep?
I can't go to bed yet.
No, she can't go to bed yet. And let's see, does Debbie have something to say?
What's up?
Okay, I guess we absolutely have to get rid of the mice.
What do you want to do now that you've finished your degree?
Actually, I'm not sure yet. I'm still kind of weighing my options.
I'd better get to work.
Have fun!
I thought it would be silly if Nancy went to sleep with the mice still inside her purse. Uh-oh, I think I made a wrong turn. So this is the spring house, and we're just gonna dump the mice in here. See you later, mice. So I think that's everything we have to do for today. I'll check in with Debbie, and if she doesn't have anything else for me to do, I'm going to sleep.
Let's move! This storm is about to go critical! We need to get out in the field now! You're riding point with Frosty. Scott and I will be tracking the storm. Let's go!
So out of nowhere, we're taking an urgent trip to a storm.
Woohoo! We're gonna get a twister!
Where is the storm? I think it's somewhere here on the left and up, maybe? There it is. Found it.
Oh, check that out. No. No, shoot! Video camera just died. Here, fix it. I've got to keep shooting stills.
Oh no, this is a very long, difficult puzzle. Okay, so what we want to do is get all the numbers on the board so they are all touching each other. So I think the easy example is here. So we want to get from 72 to 74. So that means I do 73 either here or here. If I want to get from 74 to 75, there's only one place to do it. It's by putting a 75 there. So let me get the 75 in place. So by putting that 75 in place, that means, oops, I took away a place that the 73 could go. So 73 can only go here now. So that's sort of how you solve the puzzle, is by you know, getting pieces into place, the ones that are easy, the ones that you can get, and that should clear away about half of the board. And so that will make it much easier for you to just go back and finish the rest of the board. Okay, and 86 has to go here. 86, 87, 88, that's the only way we can get those ready. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is going to be 13, 14, yeah. 12 we have to go up from 12 to reach 15. So it's going to be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then it's going to be 20, 21. And then what direction am I going now? 23, no, 22, it could be 23, 24, 25, or 23, 24, 25. Either way, 24 is going to have to go here. So 24, 25, and let's see, 26, 27, 28. Oh, gosh, where's 30? 32 is the next one? Okay, so we're going straight up from 28. So that's going to be... let's see, 29. No, that's 24. 20... No, that... It's going to have to go like this. 23 is going to go down and around.
The weather's
so
really whipping up.
I'm trying my
30
best.
is going to go straight up. Does that make sense? Okay, so 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at least this is 50. 52, 53, 54, 5, 6, 7, and then it's going to be... I don't know what the other ones are going to be. Here's 68 and 67. Where was the first one? Is 70, so 78, 69, 70, 71, maybe? That would work. So, let's get from 64. It's gonna have to be 51, 61. Yeah, and the 63.
I fixed it. Here you
Okay,
go,
got it.
Frosty.
Whew.
Just in time, thanks.
High five.
Uh-oh, we got some trouble. The funnel is headed right for that building. Look at that! Knocked that barn flat! I hope it was as abandoned as it looked. It's roping out! It didn't record a thing. I thought you said you fixed it.
I did fix it.
Let's head back to the homestead.
So, still think tornadoes are cool?
You bet I do. I think what they are is cool, but after today, I'm sure not a fan of what they do.
That's something that researchers, myself included, all too often forget. As exciting as it is to chase tornadoes, they are hugely destructive, and the damage they do to lives and livelihoods is all too often horrible and irreparable. What a disheartening day. An EF3, and we failed to get so much as 1 inch of footage on it, thanks to you.
It is not my fault. It was all Frosty's fault. I fixed it. It took me forever to solve that puzzle.
What do you mean, thanks to me?
Frosty says you failed to fix his video camera in time to record anything.
But that's not true. I fixed it in plenty of time.
Look, I don't want to hear excuses. Just go. Call it a day and make sure it doesn't happen again, okay? Okay.
Great, Frosty got me in trouble with my boss. Frosty.
Hi, Debbie. How's it going?
Morning, Nancy. Looks like it's shaping up to be another big day for all of us. First things first, we've got huge communications problems right now. I had Chase fix up the GPS units and add the comm antenna location. I need you to take a trip over to see what the problem is. After that, I know Chase asked if you could drop by and talk to him, okay?
I'll check back with you in a bit.
Have fun!
Alright, so we're gonna fix the antenna, and then we're gonna talk to Chase. So those are our 2 chores today. So let's see, the antenna is sort of here to the south. There it is.
The wind sure did a number on these things. There's pieces of them everywhere.
Gosh, let's see, that goes here. So this is just a simple jigsaw puzzle. You want the pieces on the right to look just like the pieces on the left. Gosh, I can't find where this one piece goes. If you get a piece wrong, it falls off. So more of the pieces are off on the left-hand side. I mean, this one that's closer to you, more of those pieces have fallen off compared to the piece on the other side. I mean, this antenna. Yeah, Frosty gets mad at Nancy for doing the job that he told her to do. Come on, Frosty. There we go. Where does this piece go? No idea. Okay, and then finally, here.
There. Now they should work. What's that? Somebody on Scott's team probably dropped this.
And the storm slowly moves in. Dun dun dun.
I need to get out of here.
So check this out. Nancy's GPS is going to be broken.
Turn ahead 999 leagues.
That's not the right way back to the farm. What is going on here? Somebody must have programmed this thing to give faulty directions.
Turn straight. Cover with caution.
Uh-oh. Turn around, Nancy. Turn around! No! Oh, dear. So Why does the GPS give
Turn ahead,
distances and
999
leads?
leads.
I don't
It's not
know,
the right
but
way back to
GPS
the
does
farm.
that.
What is going on here? Somebody must have programmed this thing to give faulty directions.
Growing very graduate.
So I think we just need to drive very far out of the way to avoid the storm.
Turbo return.
I think we're safe now. Yep, we're safe now. We did it. We made it through the storm. Okay, so now we can talk to Chase.
Nancy, now this is what you call perfect timing. I was just getting ready to put the transmission of this car back together. But seeing as you're here and seeing as Debbie said I should feel free to give any job I don't have time for to you, that's just what I think I'll do.
What?
Sounds like fun.
All you gotta do is put the gears I just cleaned back on 3 horizontal rods. There's a notch for each gear, so just figure out which size gear goes to which notch. Of course, you gotta make sure when the gears line up vertically, they touch but don't overlap each other. It's not hard, just takes a little time and a little bit of trial and error.
I'll give it a whirl.
This is crazy. Okay, so Chase basically gives us a job to do. Yuck. Let me see. I think... Yeah, we're gonna start with the end pieces here, because other pieces get in the way of each other. So green goes with that, and then this is gonna be blue and red, and then this is gonna be the tiny one.
That won't work. The gears will overlap.
Oh darn. Okay, so this is gonna be blue. It's gonna be orange, and then the largest one is the one that goes on the end.
Yes! I did it! I got all the gears back on the rods.
Fine job, Nancy. Now come on over here. Something else I need you to do.
Something else?
I need for you to
Come
run this here
on.
estimate over to Scott. It's for the body work that needs to be done on Pete's car. Scott's supposed to look it over and sign it before I give the repair shop the go-ahead.
Well, I'll take it to him.
Appreciate it. Anything else on your mind?
I almost got killed by your broken GPS?
Did you fix the GPS devices?
Sure did.
I think maybe they could use some more work. Mine went berserk and tried to lead me directly into the path of a storm.
It did what now?
It tried to lead me right into the storm.
I'm real sorry, Nancy. All I did was run a few updates and... I'm very sorry it went haywire on you. I'll make sure it never happens again.
I don't think the GPS tried to lead her into the storm. I think it just led her in random directions. I don't think that was an intentional thing.
I had got some extra candy. Would you like a piece?
Of course! You're okay in my book, Miss Drew. No thanks. I ain't a big fan of no cheese.
Oh. Huh. Well, that's kind of awkward.
I'm all done with the prairie dog vacuum. Here you go.
Alrighty then. Anything else on your mind?
I'd better get going.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, GPS systems do not normally take weather into account. Okay, so I think Debbie might have an extra chore for me.
One of the things I want you to do today is trap the mice I keep seeing by the table and get them out of here. They're starting to get pretty annoying.
Would you like some candy?
Why not? Cheese? Is this a code? If you're in danger, blink twice.
Oh, she hates cheese too.
Thanks to that faulty GPS, I wound up in the middle of a violent thunderstorm on my way back from fixing the antenna. I know it sounds paranoid, but I think someone tampered with it.
You sure you were operating it correctly?
Positive.
I'll have Chase take a look at it. What else is going on?
Wow, she sounds really upset about that.
That's it for now.
Have fun!
It's like, you want me to actually look into the fact that you were almost killed, Nancy? Gosh, you are just so needy. Really talking down to us like we're stupid. Okay, so we have another mice puzzle. So somehow the interior of the mice cage has changed. Let's see, I think the easiest way would be to get the top and bottom areas figured out first. where it gets really tricky with the mice going in, just flip-flopping back and forth between directions. It's getting hard to get a mouse in the bottom or the top now that we've got mice in the bottom and top area. So I guess we'll have to focus on getting those mice somewhere else. There we go. Yep. These mice, they always change direction every half second. Isn't that how mice work in the real world? Like, I think we've got these mice sorted out. Yeah, so now I've got all the upper and lower passages figured out. So let's get mice in this particular column. Maybe the mice are dancing to the music. That would be cute. Good, and now here I can just let the mice go down the line, and that will be it for the mice. That'll be it for Miles Puzzle Part 2. These are some very patient mice, yes.
That's all of them. Don't worry, fellas. You're gonna like your new home.
I hope you like your new home. Okay, let's drop off these mice. So I feel like the culprit probably brought the mice into the house just to bother people, but it seems like everybody is bothered by the mice. So, the culprit just decided to bother themselves while bothering everyone. Yeah, Nancy traps the mice but doesn't bother to clean up those little piles of corn, so the mice are definitely going to come back now. So, is that everything for today?
I can't turn in. I still have stuff to do.
I've already forgotten what else we need to do.
That's
Release
done.
the mice.
Haven't done that. That's
Get the
done.
invoice to Scott. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go to Scott. We're gonna give him Chase's little envelope.
Yes?
Would you like some candy?
Sure. Nope, can't do cheese. My specialist says it's bad for my blood pressure.
What?
Oh, Chase asked me to give you this estimate from the auto repair shop.
Oh yeah, he warned me this was coming. I'll take care of it, thanks. Pretty scary how much damage a bunch of frozen raindrops can do to a car. Of course, they've been frozen to the size of golf balls thanks to several miles worth of updraft.
Was that Frosty?
Yes, that was Frosty. Look, go down there and whatever his problem is, take care of it, okay? I don't have time for any histrionics.
Frosty, you okay, buddy? Are you doing fine?
Nancy, come over here! Look,
High-pitched
try not to get
scream.
upset, but I just discovered we have a really big problem down here. Mice. One just scampered right across my keyboard. My keyboard, Nancy! That's way over the line!
You're afraid of mice?
What, who, me? What, afraid? No. I mean, so what if they crawl all over everything and come darting out of the shadows when you least expect it and have those tiny pink feet and those skinny little tails? Okay, yes, mice totally creep me out, all right? The point is, I can't get anything done with them scampering their brains out down here, and somebody like you needs to get rid of them. Please?
I'd be happy to.
Bless you. Okay. Well, what are you waiting for? Go for it!
Frosty is such a baby. And yeah, he totally lied to Scott about the video. He said, he got me in trouble with Scott. I'm just running away and not going to help him. No, okay, fine. We have to help him. I don't think the game will progress unless we help him with the mice. Although it is not very fun that we have to do 2 mice challenges in a row. Crying. These little screams. Oh, maybe it would be better if I got these mice first? In this vertical column? Let's look at those mice first. Yeah, Frosty does not deserve Nancy. Nancy is way too nice for Frosty. After getting us in trouble, yeah, he does not deserve Nancy's help. But Nancy's gonna help him anyway, because she's a nice person. Unlike him. So let's see. I'm not exactly sure what the best way to handle these mice is. I'll just throw more mice down in the bottom area. There we go. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. I think that's the best way to get one mouse there. And then let's get this row filled with mice. Good. Whoops. Oh. It's kind of hard to tell whether those, you know, this is up or down, because it's got a metal line. And we're done. Okay, now I can sit back and relax. So, yeah, the mice like cheese more than corn. Yep. Oh, boy. So that was kind of a rough puzzle, but don't worry, we're done. We defeated the mice.
That's all of them. Don't worry, fellas. You're gonna like your new home.
You said that to the other mice.
So, what's up?
I have got some extra candy. Would you like a piece?
Of course. This is so not candy. This is cheese.
Why do you hate cheese?
How come Scott told me you didn't get any footage on that tornado we saw?
Because I didn't. I told you. That camera you said you'd fixed was still broken.
But I did fix it. I'm sure of it.
Nope. Still broken. You can see for yourself if you want. I left it upstairs. In all the excitement, I didn't double-check your work until it was too late. So, I guess it's partially my fault. I told Scott to go easy on you. And since you're still standing, guess he did. Look, we just had some bad luck. Means odds are next time, we'll have good luck. Stuff happens. Forget about it.
I've harassed you enough.
Oh, I almost forgot. Do me a favor and give this to Chase for me. I borrowed it from him. Keep forgetting to return it.
Sure.
Thanks, Nancy. You're the bomb.
Aw, Frosty still says, "Oh man, you're the bomb, Nancy. That's how cool you are."
It's too soon to go to bed.
Right, I need to get rid of those mice. And let's take a look at this.
Look at that!
But
Knock
I
that
fixed
barn
it.
Flat. I hope it was as abandoned as it looked.
Yeah, and now we have more chores to do. Thanks, Frosty. I don't actually know what's on the flash drive. We don't get told. I bet it's just musical songs. It's like, here, Chase, here's some songs I think you'd like. getting rid of these mice. Yeah, Frosty just forgot to take off the lens cap to his camera. That would make sense. Ow, ow. Driving all the time. And now can I go to sleep, or do I absolutely have to give that thing to Chase?
I can't go to bed yet.
Okay, I guess I do have to give that thing to Chase. Or maybe see Dubby for more chores.
Come on, darn it, get off, get off, get off!
Who's he talking to?
How come something that makes such a mess be worth so much money? I'm never gonna get this stuff off. These are my best boots, dang it! Get out!
Oh yeah,
That
we
was
have
a
to see
little
that
weird.
scene. Here, Chase. Here, Chase.
Hey there.
Frosty asked me to return this to you.
Thanks.
Does he borrow stuff from you a lot?
Hardly ever. Him and me don't exactly have a ton of stuff in common. He's the outgoing, sophisticated type, and I'm just a simple country boy. Won't let me forget it, neither.
Do you like him?
That fella likes himself so much there seems to be little need for anyone else to go to the trouble. But once you get used to that, he's an okay enough guy. And he does know his way around a camera. He's right about that much. And if he's taking one of a twister, he gets in there right up close. Thinks telephoto lenses are for sissies.
That's it for now.
See you around.
Yeah, I mean... Really, Chase and Frosty are not all that far apart from each other. Really, they're not. Frosty could easily have walked over and given that to Chase.
Morning, Debbie. What's up?
If I seem a little frantic, it's because there's a front moving in capable of producing a supercell, maybe even lots of supercells. So we're moving out ASAP. Everyone's already outside. You'll ride with Chase in the...
Oh, wow. Explosion.
Holy cow, that was the jack for Scott's phone. Forget what I was saying. You're gonna have to stay here and fix Scott's phone connection. Scott will freak if he comes back and his phone doesn't work. Soon as I finish entering these data, I am out of here. Go on, go fix that phone. Go!
But how do I fix a phone? I've never done anything like that.
It probably just needs to be rewired. I've seen you work. I know you can figure this out for us.
So, we need to fix more things, yes, but hey, we've got another chase, right? So this is chase number 2. We've been here 5 days, and now we get a second chase? That's cool! I'm just gonna watch this fire and wait for it to,
Come on,
stop
Debbie, let's
being
get going.
a fire.
On my way.
This puzzle's a little difficult. The difficulty lies in the fact that the starting point is random, so it changes pretty much every time. So what you need to do is touch every single square. I mean, touch every single line. You go from point to point, and you want to touch every single one of these green lines, get them all covered up with wires, and you're done.
That should do it. There, all fixed.
Yes, so you go inside, touch the electrical socket that was struck by lightning, and it's still on fire. Yes.
What's that
This
sound?
has very little to do with a tornado internship.
So the guy, it's his first time out seeing a system. At least I hope it is. He jumps out of his
Can you
truck
hear what
while
these
it's still
people are
moving.
saying?
Still moving? Like how fast?
It's kind of a funny conversation
Just a
between
crowd.
Scott and
Still,
Brooke.
Still, who does that?
Yahoos, that's who. I swear every year the new batch just gets dumber.
Every year, the new batch of students gets dumber.
So this guy is out there and he's just yelling, "There's a tornado over there! Does everyone see the tornado?"
Right, which is what you're supposed to do as a storm chasing professional.
Exactly, so while he's just pointing and yelling, there goes his truck down the hill picking up speed.
Oh, ouch!
And it's going faster by the second.
Oh wow, I love how opening the drawer makes it suddenly you can't hear that conversation anymore. Okay, so Scott just got fired. Scott just got fired, so now he's got a motive.
As long as you're making sure that everything looks right, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, I know what I'm doing here.
That's Scott. This headset must have some kind of wireless connection to his cell phone. Wonder who he's talking to.
Oh, I just have to say, you know, I always knew this when I was a student. I always knew the teachers just got together secretly and said mean things about their students. I knew it! I knew it! Of course, Scott's kind of an awful professor, so it's no surprise that he would be bad-mouthing students behind their backs.
Congratulations! Any chance you can keep your act together so that the rest of the world doesn't also know what you're up to?
No one suspects a thing, Brooke.
Brooke? That's the name of the leader of that rival chase team.
Let's try to keep it that way.
You worry about keeping up your part of the deal. I've got everything and everyone under control out here.
Okay, so that's Scott's evil top-secret phone conversation. And
There's
guess what?
some kind of residue on the blade. Smells like coolant.
Oh, he must have sabotaged the car too. Scott, I have to tell you that two of us are working together on an evil plan. You remember that, right, Scott? Yeah, Debbie, of course I remember that. Why are you reminding me? Just in case somebody's listening to us. There's nobody listening. This is a private conversation. The only way somebody could listen is if they were listening in on my earpiece that I left on my desk.
Looks like Chase stepped in that oil puddle I saw by the sprinklers. Or are there other puddles of oil around here?
Yeah, there are definitely no detectives spying on us. And how does Nancy know what coolant smells like? I don't know. Okay, so Chase has oil on his boots.
Hello?
Nancy! Good. Glad I got you. You alright now? Everybody get through that storm?
Yeah, we're all fine.
I presume. I don't know what happened to anybody besides me.
Great. I was hoping so, but after something that big, thought I'd better check. While I got you on the phone, something's come up, and I could really use you down at the store. Please, hurry.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Okay, Pa has an emergency at the store. We're gonna go to the store. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Oh, I already know what's gonna happen. Guess what, everybody? It's mice. Pa has a mouse infestation.
You're here, and you brought the mousetrap. Good. Because I've been seeing a lot of mice lately, especially by that homesteader display in the museum. Must have a nest right beside it. I want you to catch them for me and get them out of here before the health department hears about it. They give me a hard enough time already for selling all them Cocoa Kringle products.
Actually, I'm kind of tired of catching mice.
Yeah? Well, maybe I'm kind of tired of selling you stuff and being such an all-around nice guy. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So if you'll excuse me, I have some mice to catch.
That's a spit. Here. Here's one of them moon chunks to use as bait.
Ooh, I'll need that. Thanks.
Dang it, Pa.
So you just go on over there and have at it.
Pa is cold. That is ice cold right there. Pa's like, well, maybe I'm tired of being a nice guy and selling you stuff. I'm not going to sell you anything ever again unless you get rid of my mice. So yeah, mousetrap number 4. Oh gosh, and this one's the worst. No, seriously, this one is the worst. Okay, let's just try to fill up all the mice here. Maybe I'm just tired of being a nice guy. Did you ever think about that, Nancy? Maybe I'm just not going to sell you anything anymore. Like, granted, Nancy deserves this after being so mean and callous about Pa's dead wife. But still. That sort of comes out of nowhere where Pa just all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't care anymore, Nancy. Yeah, so this is the worst. It just takes forever to get the mice where you want to get them. Oh, come on. Okay, I got that mouse. Get that mouse in this far area. It's just so hard to focus on more than one mouse at a time on this puzzle. That's part of the problem. I got some mice trapped here. Basically got this column filled up. Oh, no. Mouse turned around. Don't do that. There we go. This is just kind of a mindless, tedious puzzle. Yeah, I would describe it. It's kind of tedious. I mean, once you figured out the pattern of how the mice move, which is not that difficult, it's not that tough of a pattern. But once you've got it figured out, it's just, okay, I'm just waiting for the mice to fill in their spot in the pattern. The sound effect for turning the bar, it gets a little grating after a while. I would agree. It does sound like scraping. Yeah, it's just a scraping. Come on. No. That's the worst when you've got one mouse that's facing the wrong direction, and so you have to wait for every other mouse to turn around.
I'm finished here.
Thank you kindly. Now get him out of here before any tourists see him.
I think we've spent more time on mice than we
Thanks
have
for catching them mice, Nancy.
on tornadoes. Yes. Yes, that is true. Okay, let's drop off the mice. And I think we have to go back to the house, and we've got more chores. Because of course we do.
That wasn't there before. What a weird-looking stick. Somebody obviously put it here. But why? Well, finders keepers.
Oh, Nancy doesn't realize it's a divining rod. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't look at the divining rod at Pa's place. Well, let's see if we can confront Chase anyway, without having looked at the divining rod at Pa's place.
Hey there.
Doesn't look like we can.
I'll let you go.
Bye now.
Nancy just picks up a random stick and shoves it in her pocket. That's what Nancy likes to do.
No bed for me. I still have things to do.
Alright, maybe we've got more chores from Debbie.
Hey, Nancy. Frosty's got quite the unusual scream, doesn't he?
Does he do that a lot?
Oh, yeah. He thinks he's so smooth. First time I heard him do that, I thought my little sister was downstairs.
Ouch.
I'll check back with you in a bit.
Have fun!
Let's see, I know at one point she tells us to fix the TV.
Yeah?
Sorry, just go on back to work.
Okay. We absolutely do have to check out the little divining rod thing in Pa's place. Okay, then let's do that.
The weird stick I found by the spring house. It's the divining rod that's missing from this display.
That's a paw penny. I'm gonna take that paw penny.
What's going on there, Nancy?
Who is that woman asking all of those questions about Scott?
Ah, now I'm not one to talk bad about people around here, but that was Brooke. She heads up the other team of chasers. Maybe you heard of her.
Is she always so interested in our team?
You'd think y'all were just about the only thing worth babbling on about her in the whole state from the way she's asking questions.
Really? What does she ask about?
Anything and everything, but mostly she wants to know about any accidents y'all been having lately.
She was really nosy.
Not nosy, just... Alright, nosy. But she and Scott are just so much alike. Guess it makes sense they'd always be checking up on each other.
Scott comes in here asking about her?
Oh, without a doubt.
You'll be happy to know I found your missing divining rod.
Well, put the cat out of the rain. Where was it?
Out in the spring house.
If you can put it back in the display, I'd be truly grateful.
Good seeing you again.
Stop by anytime.
Sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the display. Right here. Beautiful. So now we should be able to confront Chase about the oil on his boots. Okay, Chase. You've got some explaining to do.
Hey there.
You've been spending all your spare time around here trying to find oil, haven't you?
What? Oil? Well, I've been doing no such thing. Where'd you get an idea like that?
I found the divining rod you took from Pa's museum. The one you left by the old spring house.
I should have known I wouldn't get away with it. Lying and conniving and sneaking around, they just don't come natural to me. My mama raised me just too right. See, I heard rumors there was an oil deposit somewhere underneath this here farm. I also heard the college was getting ready to dump the place, so I signed up with Scott figuring I could look for oil, and if I found some, try to get my daddy to invest in a little real estate.
Did you really think you could find oil using an oversized stick?
It ain't no stick. It's a divining rod. And the one I took from Pa's isn't just any divining rod neither. Used to belong to Charles Hamilton. It's that stick that made him the richest man in the state. My great-granddaddy saw it in action once. Saw it practically fly out of the man's hand and stick straight into the ground like it was being held there by some kind of magnet. The men started digging, and sure enough, they hit oil. And I found oil around here, too, a couple of times. Of course, when I started digging, all I ended up with were puddles. That's because of Scott. He's the one messing stuff up around here. He's a jinx. And that's the truth. Listen, I'm truly ashamed of my behavior, Nancy. I will apologize to Pa for taking that divining rod first chance I get. And I know it's highly unlikely, but should you and my mama ever cross paths...
I'll keep this to myself, but you've got to keep being honest with me.
You got a deal. You know, come to think of it, I guess I can't rightly say all the bad stuff that's been going on is just bad luck. Like when I checked out the lightning rod on the farmhouse to see why Scott's phone blew up like that, I discovered something kind of strange. Instead of being wired so any lightning that struck the house would be directed to the ground, this here lightning rod connected to the wiring inside the house.
Someone wanted that phone jack to explode?
Or the TV, or the fridge. Someone just wanted to do some damage.
But you're sure it was wired that way on purpose?
Either that, or this thing was put up by the world's dumbest electrician.
I'll let you go.
Bye now.
Okay, well, that's what's been going on with Chase. He's been sneaking around trying to find oil. And now can I go to bed?
I can't hit the sack just yet.
No, I cannot. What else do I have to do?
Hey, thanks for fixing the phone. You didn't miss much on the chase.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get good weather.
Well, that's the breaks. Hey, you know, since you're so good at fixing things, why don't you fix the TV? I think we've abused it enough. It's not getting any picture.
That's it for now.
Have fun.
Ugh, the TV is kind of a rough puzzle. So I've got the picture of the solution around here. What you need to do is get all the pieces in the right spots. So let's see. I think that goes there. And that goes there. Okay, great, beautiful. Okay, so let's get the, now we're gonna do the greens. That goes there. Next ring is gonna be... Oh, wow, I got that ring without even really trying, huh? That's pretty amazing. So, The blue ring is gonna be this. Okay, next is this. Red, blue, red, blue. Yeah. Next is gonna be a green, red. I'm not really seeing that one anywhere. Yeah, that and that. Good. So, we fixed the TV just in time to see important plot information.
That's the footage from Frosty's camera. I'm sure of it. It did record after all.
So Frosty did record the footage, and he
I think it's a
secretly
lost
sold
cause,
it to
Nancy.
Aaron
It's
Aldridge.
permanently broke. Bummer.
So now that we know that information, we can finally confront Frosty about that conversation he and Debbie had in the cornfield about an hour and a half ago.
Hey, Nancy, whoa. Never seen that look on your face before.
You and Debbie are trying to get Scott fired, aren't you?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I overheard you two talking out in the cornfield. Or should I say, conspiring. You've been selling the stuff you shoot for Scott to someone else. You used the box under the yellow rose bush by the barn as a drop point. That's how you got all those scratches on your arm. You two are trying to get Scott so frustrated that he finally blows and says or does something that will force the college to let him go.
Nancy, do you have any idea how crazy you sound?
What I don't know for sure is whether you two are also responsible for the other stuff that's happened around here, like the hose in Pete's car, and the equipment failure, and the mouse infestation. Guess I'll just have to tell Scott everything and see what he thinks.
Okay, look, I don't know why you feel like you need to stick your big fat nose where it doesn't belong, but all I did was sell some pictures and footage to this girl I know who's trying to make a name for herself as a nature photographer. Legally, all the stuff I shoot belongs to the team, but that's totally unfair, and Debbie agrees.
So he's admitting he did something illegal.
She knows how hard it is to get a good start, and she looks the other way. Don't be upset with her, though. She's just trying to help. But when it comes to all that other stuff, I had nothing to do with any of it, and neither did she. I promise you. So there's really no reason to tell Scott any of this. Right?
I guess not.
You're a fine lady. Oh, and that big fat nose thing? Kidding. So, how are those cloud pictures coming?
Actually, I'm
not even
having
trying
problems
to solve
finding
the cloud puzzle.
cirrostratus.
Okay,
You know,
so
if you
Nancy
head on
just
out
sort
to
of
the
gives
Fraser Creek
Frosty a
windmill,
free pass
I'll
here
bet you
and
anything you'll get your
accepts that he's
picture.
telling the
Weather
truth.
conditions for cirrostratus
The
should be
conversation we
perfect right now.
overheard between
In the
him and
meantime,
Debbie-
I gotta get back to work.
The
See ya.
conversation was a long time ago, obviously, but it was clearly not about him selling pictures. You know, she was saying it's way too late to get cold feet here, Frosty. We need to do something about Scott. Right? Their conversation was clearly about Scott, not selling pictures. I don't know how Frosty gets away with that little subterfuge there.
What's up?
He totally changed the conversation, and Nancy didn't notice.
Frosty told me that he's been secretly selling his footage and that you're helping.
He said that, did he? Well, that's not exactly something you need to worry about.
Yes it is. It's illegal.
Maybe it's something you shouldn't be involved in.
Nancy, you have no idea what you're talking about. Do yourself a favor and keep your mind on your work.
Wow.
I better get to work.
Have fun!
Wow. Okay. Gosh, is there anybody on this team who's not a jerk? Well, Chase. Chase is nice.
Good morning, Debbie.
Nancy, perfect timing. We've got a couple target storms ready to go critical. We need to get out in the field now. You'll drive. Scott and I are going to be tracking the storm. Okay? Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, final day, we get some storm chasing action.
We've got 2, maybe 3 possible targets out there.
All right, good. That's what I like to hear. Tell me what we're looking at.
We got word that the northmost cell is already throwing some pretty sizable hail. We might be a little late on that one.
All right, that's not the system I'm excited about anyway.
Didn't think so. We go west. It's a longer drive, but there's some good movement, high amount of shear.
Perfect.
I think it's here.
It's your lucky day, Nancy. Since I don't feel like wrestling with the prehistoric Doppler unit, you're going to do it for me. Since Kanya could care less about providing working equipment, we're stuck with this garbage. You're going to have to take care warming it up since it's about twice your age. You're going to have to flip 3 switches, 1 in each group, to get it started. All the lights need to be set to blue before it starts working properly. Remember, the lights won't turn until you activate them.
So with this puzzle, as he explained, we have to do 1 in each group. So let's just start with 1 in each group. So like this, 1, 2, 3, just do some of them that are off. 1, 2, 3. So now you'll notice we've got 2 in this group that are not turned on. So this is really simple. We go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So basically we just take 2 from the other groups, we turn them back on, and we turn them back off immediately.
There it goes again! Shoot! We've got to get this back up and running quickly. If those cables get mixed up, it will be days before I can get them resorted. Make sure you keep those cables in order. Don't forget, the top cable goes in the first plug, and the bottom goes in the last plug.
So basically this puzzle is figuring out what colors are on top of what colors. So I think it's pink, yellow, then looks like green. Looks like green is over this color, which is over the pink. Looks like I mixed up the magenta with the pink.
Can you hurry it up a little?
I'm moving as fast as I can, Scott. Yeah, it's really tough to see this, so let's just throw some on the board and see how it goes. Oh. Messed up on the second one. Wow, that was really fast.
Almost done?
I think so. Let me just move everything around. Oh, okay. Those 2 go, then it's going to be that, then it's going to be... sorry. I think those 2 switch.
Make sure you're keeping those cables in order. Try working from the top down.
That's what I was doing, Debbie. Let's see.
Make sure you're keeping those cables in order. Try working from the top down.
You said that already, Debbie.
Nice job, Nancy. Looks like we're ready to roll. Actually, it looks like we're out a bit early here. Nothing's developing like it should be. Let's get back to base and track from there. I don't want to follow a bum lead on a system with this much potential.
Okay, so at this point in the game, we basically need to see that Scott's gone. Where is Scott? Oh my gosh, where did he go? I don't know. Let's ask Debbie.
Nancy, have you seen Scott?
Not since we got back.
There's a huge front coming in and he's nowhere to be seen. This is not like Scott. If you see him around, will you let me know? Chase and Frosty and I are supposed to be leaving for the Grange soon, and I really need to know that someone is keeping an eye on these fronts.
Okay, so they're going to be going to the theater soon.
Sorry, Nancy, can't really talk right now.
Nancy needs to find Scott while they go to the theater. It's too bad they don't have some sort of GPS tracker in Scott's truck, otherwise they would be able to find him really quickly. So this is going to be a puzzle, and what we do is we notice, hey, there's a piece of paper in Scott's desk. So...
Brooke's been paying Scott off?
Dun dun dun! So Brooke has been paying Scott. They're meeting at their agreed-upon drop-off place. Scott has a list of clues as to where the drop-off place is, which is very convenient for Nancy. I don't know why he needs those clues. I guess he has a hard time remembering where the drop-off place is. And that's the solution. So, That's where the drop-off place is, and now we're going to tell Debbie that Scott is a cheater.
What's going on? I thought you were supposed to be at the theater right now.
Change in plans. Scott's gone, and we've got a major storm front moving in.
Okay.
He left in the truck. He's got all of our equipment, and he's not answering his phone.
That makes sense.
It does?
Yes, I found a note in Scott's office. He's been meeting with Brooke, and she's been paying him off to sabotage the team. That's where he is right now.
What? No. Wait. I'm gonna have to deal with that later. It doesn't matter right now. What's important now is that we keep on top of this storm. With the way conditions are developing, this front could produce the strongest weather we've seen this season, or ever. And I still don't know where it's headed. Today is quickly approaching nightmare status. I think I might be able to track the storm using our old methods, but this would be so much easier if we had our equipment up and working.
You need the equipment? Consider it done.
Wait, Nancy, that's not what I meant.
You work on tracking the storm, and I'll work on tracking down Scott and the equipment.
Nancy, hang on! At least make sure you stay in radio contact. And if things start to get bad out there, I want you to promise me you'll head to his shelter immediately.
I promise.
Okay, so change of plans. Debbie's actually going to stay here trying to track the storm. She is not going to the theater. They're all going to stay here to track the storm while Nancy finds Scott.
What's up?
Because Scott's got the cool equipment.
I better get to work.
Have fun!
Yeah, Scott's doing something illegal. He's sabotaging the team. But there's a storm. We've got to chase the storm. This is the most amazing storm of the season. And Frosty's not here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the gallery.
These symbols match Scott's. This must be some sort of code.
This is part 2 of Scott's challenge.
So does this one. These are all of the windmill. That must be where Scott's been meeting Brooke.
Sounds good. So with Scott's puzzle, we were supposed to match this with this with Scott's calendar. You can see this is a calendar. So the letters associated with those storms that the 12 ones that he marked.
What's up?
I
better
we
get
could
to
just
work.
have a normal conversation with Debbie now. Like we didn't tell her that Scott is sabotaging everything. Is Chase here? Can we talk to him? No, Chase is gone. Okay, just Debbie. Wonder where the others are. Let's see. We need to get to the windmill to confront Scott. Where is that windmill? It's somewhere here, I think. There it is.
Nancy, what are you doing here?
You mean me, as opposed to Brooke?
Dun, dun, dun. So we're interrupting his secret meeting with Brooke.
Brooke? What are you talking about?
When I was fixing the phone jack, I accidentally overheard the phone conversation you two had. I could hear it through the headset on your desk.
And just what do you think you overheard?
Enough to know you two are working together. You've been sabotaging your own team, haven't you? You've been doing everything you can to make sure Brooke's team wins and yours loses.
That's ridiculous.
That's why you're meeting her way out here, so the people who've been looking up to you all this time couldn't see her paying you off.
Okay, one problem with that, Nancy. You're assuming people have actually been looking up to Scott. Like, what? What? Nobody respects Scott, and that makes him angry.
I have never gotten the credit I deserve for the work I've done, ever! I know more about tornadoes than any person alive, and I get neither the respect nor the compensation people half as brilliant as me get without lifting a finger.
Can't
Why?
check that off yet.
Because I work for a
done.
podunk college
That's
run by
done.
podunk incompetence, bent on bad-mouthing
are
and
you still
spiting
here,
me
Scott?
at every turn just because I don't play well with others at their idiotic staff meetings.
Why don't you just quit?
Because thanks to them, I'm considered impossible to work with.
You kind of are impossible to work with, Screamy McScreamy Pants.
No other school will hire me. I'm stuck here and they know it. So yes, I've been sabotaging my own team. And yes, Brooke is paying me a small fortune to do so because I've had it. I'm through. tornado's forming. I can feel it. It'll be on the ground in minutes, and it's going to be huge. And here you are, a novice out in the field and all alone.
Nancy,
please pick
Scott
up.
knocks
Over.
Nancy out by hitting her on the shoulder.
I'm here. I think Scott knocked me out.
He did what?
When I confronted him about selling the team out to Brooke, he went berserk.
I can't believe he would do that, and with Brooke Tavenaugh of all people. Well, we'll
I
deal with that
already
later.
told
Right
you
now, I need
this,
you down here at
Debbie.
the Grange ASAP. We need to evacuate the theater, and you've got my Grange keys with you in Frosty's car.
I'm on my way. Over and out.
I'm not in Frosty's car. I'm in my own car. And why did you decide to go back to the theater, Debbie? Oh. It's like they have 3 different endings for this game, and they don't agree with each other. Were we trying to stop Scott, or did Debbie not know about Brooke, or whatever? We're
It's
here in
been
the theater.
chaos here. I was able to cobble together a pretty basic tracking system back at the homestead, and instantly I knew we were in trouble. The storm was showing a high potential of moving into town, but without the proper readings, we couldn't issue an alert. I knew we'd have to evacuate the Grange in person. But when we got here, we saw that it's locked. The shelter is locked on a performance night. I need you to take care of this while the rest of us work on a backup plan, okay? I'm trusting you here. I know you can do this. There are a lot of people depending on you right now.
I can hear the tornado warning right now, and I can't believe she said that without the proper readings. You got readings. Wasn't that what you were working on, Debbie? Anyway, we've got the keys here. They were in Nancy's car for some reason.
What is this now? Who would double lock a storm shelter? Nancy, yes, you did it! Nice job, Nancy.
Okay, so we go inside to wait out the storm. And by that I mean Nancy just kind of hides for a while.
I think the worst is past.
And then she goes out in the middle of the world's most dangerous tornado.
Nancy, where are you going? Get in the shelter!
I can't just let Scott get away.
Okay, Nancy, first thing, switch on your GPS. That little dot you see, follow that and it will lead you right to Scott. We put a tracker on his truck. It's a safety thing.
Why didn't they use this tracker earlier when they wanted to figure out where Scott and his truck were? Come on!
But Nancy, be careful out there. Keep this radio on and I'll do my best to keep you safe. And Nancy, I'm really sorry about everything that happened back there. Scott, he wasn't always like this. I was worried about him earlier. His heart clearly wasn't in it anymore. He was putting us in danger. I just wanted to do what's best.
That's not what it sounded like when I overheard you talking to Frosty. You two wanted to get rid of Scott, and from where I was standing, you sure didn't sound very concerned about safety.
And that's not what Nancy said when she was confronting Frosty and Debbie about the conversation earlier. It's just, the inconsistencies drive me a little, they just make me angry.
Nancy, I know it probably
And yeah, we're gonna
sounds bad, but
stop
there's a
here
lot you
and
don't
talk
know.
for 5 minutes before trying to
The intern
chase
you took over
Scott.
for, his injury wasn't just an accident. He got hurt because Scott sent him out where he never should have been. After that, I knew I had to take over.
That's still no...
Looking back, I'd do things differently. But I did what I did for the right reason. I wanted to push Scott until the world saw how reckless he was being. It was a mistake. I screwed up and I accept responsibility. No matter what happens out there, promise me that you'll be careful.
I promise.
So Debbie did some of the sabotage because she was trying to push Scott over the edge. Even though she thought he was already over the edge, so she wanted to push him even further over the edge until he was completely wild and crazy. And it worked. He was wild and crazy and shouted at Nancy, so yeah. It still seems like a terrible plan, though. It's like the culprit is angry and dangerous. Let's make him even angrier. That will solve the problem. And there's the tornado. Want to look out for that tornado. So I'm guessing Debbie did some of the sabotage, and then Scott did the rest of the sabotage. Ow! Hey, Scott just ran into me. What a jerk. Can't believe this guy. And for some reason, he's driving in the path of the tornado. Uh-oh. Whoa. That was way too close there, Scott. jeez. Okay, how are we going to find him now? Yeah, Debbie clearly should have just reported Scott to the school. That would have been the better plan. I think Scott is driving around here somewhere? There he is, he's above me. To the right? Ah! He just ran into me again! And there we go. Okay, so Scott just crashes his car on his own. And we're going to save him.
Shelter.
Well, and myself
there's a
too,
way to
but
get
we have
into
to
the
save
spring
Scott's
house.
life, right? We can't just let him die, even though he's a jerk. Safe! Yay!
Dear Ned, once the theater was successfully evacuated, Debbie and Chase were able to follow the GPS tracking signal to the spring house, where Scott and I had safely weathered the storm. Although he was pretty seriously shaken up in the crash, Scott came to in time to see Frosty arrive with the police. He received community service for destruction of public property and interfering with public safety records.
So I have a legitimate question here. When did he destroy public property, and when did he interfere with public safety records? I don't remember when Scott did those things. I mean, Scott obviously is the culprit who's been doing awful things. He's been, taking payments to sabotage his own team, but when was he destroying public property and interfering with public safety records? And yes, Nancy and Ned, Nancy and Scott were just staying inside the little shack with the mice. Yep.
He didn't fare so well with the college. They fired him quicker than lightning hitting a bee-stung greyhound.
So maybe destroying the public property was the satellite towers. That's the best guess I've heard. Yeah, I'll go with that. That sounds very good.
As they say around here. So it looks like he'll actually be serving the community now, instead of just pretending to. Even if it's just by picking up garbage by the side of the road. Word spread quickly about Scott's misdeeds, and soon Brooke Tavenaugh, the rival Chase team leader, found herself out of a job as well. With the storm season almost over, it looked like both teams were out of the competition. Debbie, always the organizer, decided to combine the remaining members on both teams for the remainder of the season. Without Scott's ever-present storm cloud hanging over the team and his constant sabotaging, the team really began to hit its stride with Debbie in charge. 2 days after I told Krollmeister I had found the source of the sabotage and the change in team leaders, Debbie's Chase team was greeted by a surprise delivery, the next generation of Krollmeister's storm tracking and detection equipment. With Scott out of the picture, Frosty renegotiated his contract. Now that he's able to pursue his own projects on the side, he's just about doubled his output. He's launched his own business, and when he's not getting...
Is it really a competition if there's only one team left in the competition? Not really, but at least Debbie cleaned the office now. Debbie has the office much cleaner than Scott ever had the office.
pelted by softball-sized hail, you'll find him in his studio. Chase has given up on his dreams of finding oil. Even if he hadn't, he wouldn't have the time to look. Debbie's keeping him too busy. Free from having to spend his days fixing Scott's mistakes, Chase has finally had the opportunity to show off his keen sense for weather.
Since when does Chase have a keen sense for weather? Where is this coming from?
Now that Debbie has accepted Scott's old position as head of the Canute Storm team, he's become her right-hand man. Last I heard, he was going to assist Debbie in her classes in the fall. And when I got home, I found a surprise delivery myself as well. The first shipment of my lifetime supply of Cocoa Kringle bars. Krollmeister also sent me a note telling me to keep my bags packed. He has a special surprise trip planned for me as a way to say thanks. As long as it's someplace where the clouds stay in the sky like they belong, I'll be happy to go. While the winners of the Green Skies event won't be determined until fall, things are looking pretty good for Debbie's team. With the new equipment, they've logged the most storm data. And although Debbie won't be showing anyone until she's 100% sure, the team may have made a verified touchdown prediction. Yesterday, a postcard from Pa arrived. After the town repaired the storm damage to the Grange, they restaged the town play. They even added a new part about the storm, including a scene where a certain someone unlocks the storm shelter. As long as it wasn't played by Pa in a wig, I'm happy. Pa says that he remembered most of his lines this time, at least the important ones. As for me, well, I've had just about enough stormy weather for one season. Love, Nancy.
I mean, another weird thing about that ending, so Pa apparently regularly forgets the lines in his plays? When was that mentioned in this game? And why is Debbie just a good option as the new team leader? I know she was second in command, that is true, but I mean, she was sabotaging Scott, trying to drive him over the edge. That doesn't make her a really good choice for team leader if, you know, all she does is give people chores. Yeah, and, you know, all she does is, like, sabotage other team members.
After risking my life chasing down deadly twisters,
Nancy
I think it's time for a change of pace.
Japan.
I've decided to join Bess and George on their trip to Kyoto, Japan. I've always wanted to visit Japan, from the exotic food and wild fashion in the cities to the nature and tradition in the smaller towns. I know there's going to be a ton to see and do. As a thank you for all of my hard detective work,
So an
PG
optional
Crowmeister has
conversation with
reserved a
Debbie,
room for me at one of the
talks
area's
about
best
Pa forgetting
ryokan
lines.
or
Okay,
traditional
we did not
inns.
get that conversation.
It'll be nice to finally take a break from solving
you know, if
mysteries
that's the
and to
case,
spend
then
a few
yeah,
weeks
that
without
line in
danger
the
and
ending
dark secrets
is
hiding
not
around
coming
every
from
corner.
out of nowhere.
I've already heard that the ryokan I'm staying in has quite a reputation. I'm not sure exactly for what, though. Well, I'll find that out soon enough.
Okay, so there's a scary preview for the next game.
Join me in my next adventure, Shadow at the Water's Edge.
I do like the music in this game, and I do like the driving in this game. I really do like that part of the game. Like I said, the storyline is just kind of confusing, and I'm just not sure where it was going. It felt like there were 3 different endings. Maybe I was not paying close enough attention, because it's like they're going to the theater, then, whoa, we're not going to the theater, we're staying here and tracking the storm. Nancy, you need to get Scott. And then it turns into, hi, we're at the theater, nobody was tracking the storm, so we couldn't call an emergency, so that's why we went to the theater and did it in person. And I'm like, okay. Well, that's it for Nancy Drew, number 22, Trail of the Twister. Oh, I forgot to call the Hardy Boys in this game. I did not call PG Crowmeister back either. And people took real-life photographs of clouds for this game. Well, that's nice of them. Yeah, good thing everybody in town was inside that theater. So why wasn't Brooke at the drop-off location? That's a good question. I guess she, you know, she learned about the storm and decided, yeah, I'm going to safety now. Or maybe just, you know, Nancy and Scott arrived early. Brooke showed up when Nancy was unconscious, and so Nancy just totally missed her. Yeah, I kind of wish we got to see more of Brooke in this game. Brooke was, to be honest, one of the more interesting characters in my opinion. I'd rather hear more about her than Frosty.
Action!
Frosty and his little screams.
Here you go, little guys. Good luck in your new home. How many of you are there? Okay, this is getting ridiculous. This is Elsie's first time as a driver on the Oklahoma circuit, but already she's showing herself to be a talented driver and fierce competitor on the track. It's rare to see a young cow driver with this much confidence, especially on such a difficult terrain. Excellent handling around the turns. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. And she handles it like a pro. Excellent performance today. Only one question remains. How did she get a car in the first place?
Oh yeah, this is the best. Pause dancing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ouch! That was cute. That was the best ending. Yeah, that blooper is probably the best part of the game. Pa doing crazy dancing. If that was the play, I wish we could have seen the entire play, huh? Oh, but really I'm just disappointed that we did not get a purple tornado in this game. I wanted the purple tornado.